Hello everyone, we are from Group 4. Our member Nia Marwati, Nadia Juliati, Zilzia Ulmida Vega, and Nisha Firia. Today we will learn about synthesis of fatty acid. What is synthesis of fatty acid? And how about the process? Let's start it.
Well, I will explain about the synthesis of fatty acid. Here is the outline of fatty acid synthesis. The step of fatty acid synthesis pathway divides into two. There are initiation stage and elongation stage. Fatty acid synthesis takes place in the cytosol of all species. In adult mammal, it occurs largely in liver cells and adipocytes. The first steps in the fatty acid synthesis pathway are production of acetyl ACP and malonyl ACP from acetyl-CoA. The initiation step involves a condensation of acetyl and malonyl groups to give a 4-carbon precursor and CO2. This precursor serves as the primer for fatty acid synthesis. In the elongation stage, the acyl group attached to ACP is extended by 2 carbon units donated by malonyl ACP. The product of the initial condensation is modified by two-step reduction reaction and a dehydration reaction to produce a longer acyl ACP. Acyl ACP then serves as the substrate for additional condensation reaction. We continue. Synthesis of malonyl ACP and acetyl ACP. First step synthesize malonyl ACP is carboxylation of acetyl-CoA in the cytosol to form malonyl-CoA. This reaction is catalyzed by the biotin enzyme. DATP and HCO3- form carboxybiotin and release ADP and PI. This reaction followed by transfer of CO2 from carboxybiotin to acetyl-CoA, forming malonyl-CoA. So here, H from C1 in acetyl-CoA attached by CO2 from carboxybiotin, and carboxybiotin convert to biotin enzyme. The second step in the synthesis of malonyl ACP is the transfer of the malonyl moiety from coenzyme A to ACP. This reaction is catalyzed by malonyl-CoA ACP transacylase. This enzyme transfers ACP from HSACP to malonyl-CoA, form malonyl ACP and release HS-CoA. Synthesis of acetyl ACP is consists of one step. Acetyl-CoA ACP transacylase transfer ACP from HSACP to acetyl-CoA, forms acetyl ACP and release HS-CoA. Next, a 2-carbon unit from acetyl-CoA is transferred to the Cas3 enzyme. The enzyme then transfers the 2-carbon unit to the end of malonyl ACP, form acetoacetyl ACP and release CO2. The elongation stage of fatty acid synthesis, the first reduction is catalyzed by 3-ketoacyl ACP reductase. This enzyme converts 3-ketoacyl ACP to D3-hydroxyacyl ACP. This reaction converts NADPH to NADP+. And then dehydration is catalyzed by 3-hydroxyacyl ACP dehydratase, form trans delta square enyl ACP. The second reduction step is catalyzed by enol ACP reductase form acyl ACP. This reaction converts NADPH to NADP+. This acyl ACP becomes the substrate for the elongation forms of 3-ketoacyl ACP synthesis. The elongation reactions are repeated many times, resulting in longer fatty acid chains. The end product of saturated fatty acid synthesis are 16 and 18 carbon fatty acid.